Hello everyone. So today we'll be comparing how to navigate the home console page in AWS and Azure. Please feel free to check out our last video, which showed you how to create a free account in Azure and AWS. Right, so let's begin. Yeah, today we're going to check out the AWS console homepage. And this is a new homepage that I updated to give me an option that you want to switch to the new console page, and that's what it looks like. It's pretty new. I have to say, I think most people would not be used to this. So it displays the widgets with important information. So it's more of a widget view, widget slash dashboard view. It gives you a widget for recently visited services. Since I haven't used any, it's a new account. There are none here. So welcome to AWS. So these are all the links for someone who's here for the first time. They can actually learn fundamentals. They can get training certification. Also find out what's new with AWS. Same goes for, there's another widget here for health. So any operational issues, schedule changes, or any other notifications, you can actually go to the AWS health page from here. And then it also has a widget for your cost and usage. This is really nice, actually. So basically, front and foremost, everyone's worried about how much they're being charged. It actually gives you an option to, on the home page on your console, to manage that. Scroll down, and it can be build a solution. So there are wizards for doing starting simple projects, so launching a virtual machine, things like connecting to an IoT device, build a web app. So it's pretty cool. It gives you those quick links to. So I'm guessing this is what most people do, and that's why it's giving you all those options. It's the most common things that AWS is used for. Trusted advisor. Okay, so if you have an AWS business account, this basically is a service for that. You can actually explore AWS, so it gives you links to trainings, playbooks, and certification requirements. And you can actually add widgets here. So if you want to see something on your console I'll check it out. So quickly access your favorite services. Yeah. So you can actually customize and add any widgets you want to see, anything you want to see on your homepage console. We're going to try this one, getting started with AWS. So this is basically an information page, has a video, best practices to set up your account and environment, install and learn AWS CDK, take the next steps and get hands-on with AWS services. It's pretty cool, actually. You can get an overview, deploy your first app, and launch your first application. That is pretty interesting. So this is very similar to, so you can either go through this page or on your console, you can also scroll down and start from here as well. So start a development project, build using virtual services, hold a static web. You can migrate to AWS. So you can actually, one way to launch these quick solutions is from here, or you can actually go to getting started with AWS and do that here. So we're gonna check out one of these. Let's say launch a web application. Structure. So it's really gives you all the guidance you need. So yeah, if you need, uh, so it basically tells you what do you need. Um, you can actually integrate with CD, deploy automatically, never worry about configuration of the underlying services, vanilla JavaScript, JS framework. So this is pretty cool. It gives you two options. You can get started with Amplify or with Elastic Beanstalk. So yeah, pros and cons and benefits for both. Um, you can simply click here to get started. You can even build and deploy using virtual machine. And all of these are sort of AWS services. Um, Lightsail, EC2. So it depends on which route you want to go, but it's good that AWS gives you all those good options. So depending on your particular use case or what you want to build this application for, you actually scroll down, look at the benefits for each, and figure out what path you want to take. So, well, yeah, basically, it says it here, choosing the right infrastructure. That's the thing with AWS. It has so many options, so many services uh, that you can actually find something that caters best to your application, what you're trying to do. So that is pretty cool. You can also click here. This is where the money is. So all the services that AWS offers. Anything from analytics, application, AR, VR, containers, end user computing, IoT, machine learning. So all those good options. And you can maybe click on one of these. So these are all the analytics services that are offered. So Athena lets you query data in S3 using SQL. Cloud Search is managed search service, data exchange, data pipeline, orchestration for data-driven workflows. EMR for big data. Um, Amazon FinSpace, and this is geared towards, I'm guessing, the financial industry. AWS Glue is fully managed ETL, um, again, just for extract, transform, load. AWS Glue Data Brew, Kinesis is for real-time streaming data, AWS Lake Formation, MSK. So all these services, all these options just for analytics. So that's pretty cool. As I said before, Amazon has an answer for everything. Or AWS has an answer for everything you're trying to do. Even supports, so it's pretty much end to end. You can find all the tools you need to build your solution end to end. Application integration, cost management, or you can check this out, business application, Alexa for business. Okay, this is just for managing Alexa. Amazon Chime, this is their Amazon Connect, Honeycode. You can build mobile and web apps without programming. Oh, my Alexa just turned on because I said it. Work docs, work mail. So these are all the Amazon business services. Um, yep, this is have pretty much a lot to offer. You can check out one of these. Check out Kinesis. So anything you select, any service you select, it's easy. You can just click on what you need, and you can start doing your project. What I am trying to find here is maybe an easy way to get started. See, since I used Kinesis and I logged into that, it showed up on my recently visited services. So that's pretty cool. Can start a development project, connect to an IoT device, serverless microservice. One important application is machine learning. So here you see all the services under machine learning. You have the Amazon SageMaker, which is for building, training, and deploying machine learning models. Amazon Transcribe, speech recognition. So all these cool AI and machine learning technologies that you can have access to. Augmented AI, Code Guru, Amazon Comprehend. So it's pretty cool. Actually, these are some of these solutions are you can actually directly implement. So that's pretty nice. Containers, Elastic containers. So these are Docker registries. You can bring your own algorithm, so you don't have to. You can have build an algorithm and load it onto containers to load the Docker image on the container. So it gives you that option. It's pretty cool. For compute, we have EC2 that's pretty famous. AWS App Runner, Image Builder. So all these different tools. Lambda is pretty famous for compute. Yeah, that's all we had for today. Let us know what you like to learn about more, and then we can dive into that in our future videos. Thank you.
So let's get started. And this is kind of like the welcome page for your Microsoft Azure portal. And you can see that as soon as you're in, they're actually showing you around, kind of like a tour. So we're actually going to take this tour to understand how Microsoft Azure actually welcomes new users. So let's get started. Looks like at first they're talking about creating a resource, quickly create a resource or just view the wide variety of services. Next, it gives you an idea about what is the home page. For example, it shows you the top Azure services, common tasks, recently used resources, training, blogs, and a lot more. And let's take a look at dashboard. So view your customizable dashboard that displays exactly what you want. So it looks like you can actually decide what you want to see in your dashboard, anything that is more important to you, tutorials, services, alerts, resources, and etc. And here it's actually showing you the variety of available Azure services. And that is kind of like all the favorites that you can actually modify. You know, if you feel like you never use your Azure Cosmos DB, perhaps you can take that off and, replace it with something that you actually use in quite often. Now, the search gives you all the different resources that you're looking for. Just go ahead and try some of those out. Directory and subscription, switch between directories to filter resources in Portal. These are notifications. You also have a help and support button, which is really cool. And of course, account information. You can change your password, view your permissions, maybe even submit an idea. That's actually cool. I'll kind of check that out. And view your bill. So now that we've finished that, I'm actually just going to go around and browse what we have available here. So for example, one thing that really calls out to me is, of course, the Quick Start Center, right? So let's go ahead and jump in and see what they got over here. And in the Quick Start Center, it looks like they give you a wide variety of things that you can try out. So for example, creating a web app, deploying a virtual machine, running a container-based app, database, machine learning, intelligence, it's really cool. So it looks like it kind of gives you an idea of how to get started with anything that you have in mind, your pet projects or, anything that you want to try. So for example, let's give this a shot right here. I'm just going to say start. And you can see that it shows the different options that you have. For example, add human-like intelligence with cognitive service, build and deploy models rapidly. So that's really cool. Now let's just go back and try a different one. It provides you an example of how to create a CI/CD pipeline and maybe even hosting a web app. So very cool stuff. I definitely recommend taking a look at this. And then another thing that I'm noticing here is, of course, take an online course. Looks like they actually walk you through the different Azure solutions, architectural components, compute services, storage, and even identity services. So this is actually pretty cool because it gets you acclimatized to the different components within Azure. So let's give one of it a shot. Looks like it's a couple of different modules that gives you introductions, unique value. Looks like they even give you a quiz at the end of it. So definitely check it out, guys, if you want to learn more and upskill, of course. And besides that, let's go ahead and take a look at all the services that Azure provides. So this is going to be quite overwhelming, to be honest. And this gives you the different categories. So for example, general, those are things like subscription, cost management, billing. This is actually pretty important because, when we created our account, I'm assuming most of us actually had to put in a credit card. So definitely look out for a video in terms of how to create a budget. Make sure you're not, being overcharged by Azure because, those bills can get quite high. And in terms of compute, you're seeing all the different resources that you have. You have SAP HANA, which is financial-based database. That's really cool. Virtual machines. You have the different networking options, storage, web services, mobile services, containers, in terms of analytics, Databricks, Power BI, Data Lake, Event Hub. So a lot of cool stuff going on, guys. So there's a lot to explore here, to be honest. So in terms of just going back to the home, it looks like there's a couple of different useful links that could be very helpful for us. For example, technical documentation is something that I like a lot. As a coder, I should probably read this more than I actually do. So for example, if you're actually interested in checking out how Azure functions work, you're just going to have, a really useful resources that is put together by Microsoft to understand the overview, how to create these functions. So I would say the technical documentations are actually pretty useful if you're trying to learn something new and you're not sure how to get started. And it even has white papers, support. You can contact sales. There's even videos, webinars. So definitely something that will be helpful when you are trying to learn about these different services. And besides that, I would also take a look at something called, let's see, Reason Azure Updates. That seems interesting. So it looks like you can also subscribe to get updates on your Azure products. So for example, if you work using the SQL database quite often, looks like you can actually subscribe to make sure that you're getting the notifications that you need. So that's actually pretty neat. And looks like the Quick Start Center is here as well. So that's something we already checked out. The different Azure services. Let's see what they have going on over here. Looks like it's more of a breakdown of the different resources that you're looking for. Looks like they pretty much have everything and nicely documented. So great job on that. Finding an Azure expert. So that's really cool as well. So if that's something that you guys are interested, I would definitely recommend taking a look at that as well. And it looks like the Azure Lighthouse allows you to delegate management of your Azure. You can even look at the view of service provider offers, view delegations, open Azure Marketplace. So there's a lot of cool resources that are being provided. And definitely let me know if this video was helpful to kind of get started with the Azure portal. And, I will definitely be able to answer any questions you have in the comment section. And I'll pass it on to AWS.